Hello beautiful souls and welcome to the December reading for Capricorn Ascendants. Please watch this from your Western Ascendant or from your Vedic Sidereal Ascendant to get best results, because we're going through all the houses, so this works best if you're watching from the Ascendant. Capricorn, I feel such a good energy coming your way. It's like a big burden has been lifted off your shoulders. Things are opening up for you. We have a very good energy coming in for you. It feels like things that you have been working on for a long time, things that you've been struggling with, everything is kind of opening up and unfolding in a natural way right now. For you, we've got the Destroyer. So this comes in to bring about a closure of old things. The Destroyer in your case is you coming in with a totally new energy of being ready to let go of things that you've been holding on to. Might it be old relationships, old habits that you've been struggling with. It comes in to dissolve mindsets and thinking patterns that are no longer serving you. It just has this fierceness about it that brings about intense transformation and change. And I feel like you're ready to do this right now. You're ready to step into this renewed version of yourself where you do not fear anything. I like this energy. So the Destroyer is nothing bad. It just brings about a lot of transformation. And we have Anima Mundi, which is the soul of the world. It feels like you're so connected with everything that happens around you, with everything that exists. There's a lot of good luck coming your way, a lot of intuitive messages. Some of you might be meditating more or doing some spiritual practices that will really do you good if you don't do it already. There's this mysticism that you're connected to, the soul of the world. And I think this is some sort of enlightenment energy that comes in, that you might see through stuff that you haven't realized before. You are ready to let go of old things. Like, I'm strongly getting old patterns. Like you have been stuck in let's say some of you were empaths and you were always dealing with these kind of narcissistic people. I don't like to put label on things, but you know what I mean. People who push your boundaries, people who think they can control you, people who think they can dim your light, they can make you feel guilty about you shining your light. And it's like you don't do this anymore. You have seen through that stuff and you bring love to the situation. Like you don't mean bad, but you just look out for yourself and you're putting up clear boundaries. This is what I'm getting with the Destroyer card. So you're destroying other people's illusions about how you have to be, and you're becoming so real and so connected in such a light way, in such a spiritual way. It's not like you are just going into your ego. It's more like you see this from a different perspective, and still you have these clear and strong boundaries here. Love this energy. But let's dive into your houses. First house, Ace of Wands. It says ambition and willpower. So the first house is you. It's your body, it's your way of thinking, it's your personality, how others perceive you. And with the Ace of Wands, this is this totally new beginning. It's full of fire, full of inspiration to make things happen here. Willpower. You know what you want and you're going for it. If you've been struggling with your health, this is a good way forward. So you're taking the first steps to healing. You're kind of moving on from something that was holding you back in whatever area of your life, because first house is not just health, you know, it's just your overall energy. It's you basically, but there's a lot of inspiration, a lot of new ideas coming towards you that you follow through on. In the second house, we've got justice, understanding and karmic balance. So there's justice coming to you when it comes to your resources, your finances. It feels like some of you are on a total new path when it comes to your finances, especially with Pluto in your first house, in your ascendant in the last 16 years and now going out. It feels like there was a lot of financial constraints or things holding you back. Resources not being there, support not being there, but that is all changing now. So you're receiving karmic balance, especially when it comes to support, family support, friend support, financial support. There is something backing you up. It's like the universe comes in and says, here's the reward for you putting in all the hard work, Capricorn. So the second house is finances. It's emotional security. It's everything that makes you feel secure, basically. And it's also family ties with your origin family, basically, but it's more like you being strong on your values and being rewarded for that is what I'm getting. And we have the Dawn of Rings, which is Page of Rings energy. So making plans when it comes to your financial situations, it's you having this new way to go about your savings or to make money and to build up this network for you to have resources. This is also your assets, everything that you possess, basically. So it feels like you're working on that. You're making first steps to grow your finances, to have more support in your life, more resources to fall back on, whatever this is. Can be food, supplies, doesn't matter what it is, but something that gives you the security you need to move through life, and justice, of course. So balancing your account and good things coming into your life. In the third house, we've got the 9 of Cups. Contentment, satisfaction. 9 of Cups is wish fulfillment, and it's in the house of communication, of learning, and of courage. So it feels like you've got the courage to go for it. We also have this with the Ace of Wands, Capricorn. You've got the courage to go for what you want, this fierceness. It's not like you walk all over people now, but you just don't hold back anymore with your wishes because you're taking everybody else into consideration first. No, you're doing your thing. And it will not sit right with a lot of people possibly, but the most important thing is that you go for what you want. And again, I'm not saying walk all over other people, not at all, but do not let them hold you back from what you truly want. And you could be very happy with some sort of education. You will be also communicating your desires, your emotions in a better way. You're totally going for your wish fulfillment, for what you truly desire, and you are very brave and courageous in following your path. Fourth house, we've got the Empress. This is a very nourishing card when it comes to your home situation, when it comes to also your mother, or you being a mother could be. This is a very good energy to get in the fourth house, because it just tells me that you are looking out for yourself. You are really nurturing your inner desires, your needs, because fourth house is all about where you feel at home and where you find your inner fulfillment, your inner satisfaction. And I feel like you're very much concerned about this. What do I really need in my life? What is nourishing me? What's good for me? And the 7 of Wands in the reverse is like you're letting down guards. It feels like you're being more nourishing. Even though you put up more boundaries, you're also more nourishing, but only for those people who give back to you. It's like kind of this sorting out of things and people in your life where you totally see clearly people for who they are, and you're kind of being very discerning about what is okay for you and what makes you feel good and who gives back versus who's kind of always making you feel guilty, who's kind of making you feel like you have to walk on eggshells around them. It just feels like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. It's like I'm looking out for myself. I'm just doing things that are good for me. I'm very positively focused on my own well-being, but from a very high-level consciousness, right? Not just egocentric, not just me, but it's just what's really good, because looking out for yourself and loving yourself is equally important as loving somebody else. And you realize that. We've got the Wheel of Fortune coming out in the 5th house, kind of reversed, or I don't know. I will not get a second card, because also the 5th house is representing so many different areas. Why the Wheel of Fortune in the 5th house? So there could be something important going on when it comes to kids, or you being pregnant or something like that. We've got the 9 of Swords, Tower, and we've got the 4 of Swords, healing. So there could be some falling out, some worries, some concerns when it comes to kids. Maybe your kids are dealing or could be dealing with nervousness or mental breakdowns or something of the sort, but it's not for everybody. So please be aware around that. The 5th house can also talk about risks, like financial risks, so be careful with that. I wouldn't invest in Bitcoin right now or something like that, especially as a Capricorn, because the Tower in the 5th house is, something emotionally shaking up. Wheel of Fortune kind of in the reverse could represent bad luck, so be careful here. 5th house is also education. 5th house is fun. This kind of childlike, innocent energy that you step into when you let your hair loose. But the Tower always comes in when there's something to be rebuilt here. So maybe you are finding out a different way to deal with emotions, because with the 9 of Swords, what this tells me, that there's a lot of stress that you're putting on yourself right now. There could be some inner conflict, or you are dealing with conflict from outside, which is really hindering fun or something like that. So try to not let other people's opinion of you hold you back from having fun, or what other people say about you. I feel like there is a lot of conflict, or somebody wants to put some conflict on you is what I'm getting. I know this is kind of weird, but try to do things differently and allow yourself to have more fun and focus on yourself and be in this childlike and innocent energy to just let your hair loose, whatever happens in your life. Okay, so be careful here with the 5th house. It also feels like you have been worried about a very long time, about so many things in your life, and I feel like this is the healing of your inner child, basically, with the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. So it's not necessarily a thing that has to come towards you in the outside world. For some of you, this is the internal transformation that is necessary to realize, I don't have to carry this weight on my shoulders anymore for other people. Especially Capricorn ascendants tend to carry the weight of the world on their shoulders. And now with Pluto going out of our sign, because I'm a Capricorn as well, it's like things are being lifted, and we have to rethink the way that we care for ourselves in terms of having fun, because some of us are not used to be very carefree and, you know, have this Gemini-like, butterfly-like energy, because usually we are very pulled down by our burdens, by this heavy weight. But it's time to let that go, and I think this is this intense transformation that's going on for some of you. King of Pentacles in the 6th house. Wow, I love that, because the 6th house is a very difficult house. It's work, daily routine, it's co-workers, it's conflicts, and it's health as well. And the King of Rings, the King of Pentacles here, represents that you are in your power when it comes to looking out for yourself, being grounded in stormy times when you are conflicted with people at work or difficult work situations, or just going about your daily routine. You are very strong here. You are very determined, knowing what you need to do. Also, when it comes to your nutrition, it feels like you're very strict with yourself, in putting in the right things into your body. So I sense a lot of healing going in the right direction, you being very strong and having a lot of willpower to move forward in these areas of your life. So you could also be dealing here with another person, an earth sign, when it comes to work or health, who will help you. But it's moving in the right direction in the 6th house. So good for health, good for work, good for quarrels and conflicts. You are standing your ground here. You have such good energy here. We have the next major arcana card come out for you. We've got the Fortitude, Strength card. When it comes to your 7th house, also this talks about you regaining vitality and strength and willpower. Also when it comes to your one-on-one relationships, so love, but also people who you are dealing with one-on-one, at work, at home, doesn't really matter. It's you versus the other, not in forms of groups, but one-on-one. So you are very much in your power. You're standing your ground. You're very strong about what you think is right. But also very loving, also very open. I love this energy. It's you kind of coming into your power. Also, some of you could have relationships that are growing, that are getting stronger, whereas others are falling away. You will just see this natural shift going on, where you see who's in it for you and who's really rooting for you and who's really not so much standing with you and having your back. Love this. 8th house, the Priestess and the Spirit of Rings, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Intense transformation. You're getting downloads. You are so connected. You know, the 8th house is everything that goes on beyond the surface. It is our subconscious. It has to do with psychology, with the occult, with mysticism, with internal transformations. And it feels like you have been through the ringer, but now you're getting the rewards. You're kind of having, it's like you're having your third eye open. Some of you already have had that for a long time, but it's kind of opening up even more. Look at how the crown chakra here is highlighted. Downloads are coming in for you. You are moving forward on your way to this deep internal transformation that some of you have already completed in a sense because of Pluto, you know, but now you are reaping the rewards. You're just having this strength, having this groundedness in combination with your intuition, which is really unbeatable, if that's a word in English even. It's just like nobody can do you any harm. It's you see through stuff, you know what's going on, you have this connection, and you're so much in your universal love. It's not just this and that anymore, and this person is out to get me, and everybody's so mean. No, you kind of have totally done the shadow work, you've done the healing, and now it's opening up, and you can really come in with a lot of strength to go for what you want and not be burdened with these kind of energies anymore. 8 of Rings in the 9th house, positive potential, resourcefulness, putting in the work, spirituality. Yeah, it's like, I feel like you have been doing that. You have been on your way to your own soul purpose. You've been on the way with the help of a lot of spiritual practices. Whatever this is for you, there are so many different things out there, but it just feels like you are being led towards your true purpose, to your wish fulfillment, and you're putting in the work, but there's also other things that you're doing. It feels much more lighter than it used to be, Capricorn. It's just, you're not having to work so hard anymore to reach your wish fulfillment, is what I'm getting. It's flowing much more easily towards you. Just have to open up and let your hair down a little bit. I think that's really the only thing that's going not so well at this time, is your 5th house. But everything else is like really opening up here, so far at least. 10th house, King of Wands, leadership, success. What more can I say? 10th house is work. 10th house is career. It's status. You're stepping into your power here, King of Wands. Of course, this can be a person that you're dealing with, can be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. But this is your energy too here, Capricorn. Knowing where you want to go. It doesn't have to mean for everybody that you are a leader in your work, but I mean, you're as a cardinal sign, you are very good at being a leader for others, or you could be self-employed or starting something very soon. But whatever you're working on, it just means you are stepping into your power, you know your worth, and this will lead you to success. So you are making very positive progress here when it comes to work and status and how people see you in the outside world, and just following through on what's important for you. We have a lot of kings coming out for you, well, at least 2. Yeah, very, very good cards for you here when it comes to your ambition. And we have 6th house work and 10th house, 2 kings here. So totally stepping into your power, going for something, having ambition, knowing what you want, and there will be forward movement wherever you stand in your life when it comes to work. Okay, very good. In the 11th house, we've got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So there is not so much progress here. This is a little bit delayed when it comes to your income and your friends and your networks. It feels like you are focused much more on your own progress right now, not so much on you working together with others at this time. But it feels like there was so much healing that you had to do, and so much things that you have been focused on internally to sort out what it truly is that you want. It feels like there was this shattering of illusions with what you truly want. And especially when it comes to friends and groups, it feels like you're drawing back a little bit just to sort yourself out and see what's good for you, what's not good for you. You could change your social circle a little bit. Having this discernment here, this is where the destroyer comes in, and just know what's good for you and what not. And like I said, people who have your back or who don't have your back, it feels like you're discerning a little bit more, who really makes you feel good about yourself, who really has your back and supports you in the way that you are and sees that you are unique and authentic. And yeah, authenticity is very important. And I just feel like there could be some setbacks when it comes to friends, networking situations, income, but it feels like you're going there and you are making up your mind and doing things differently. And we have this axis here, 5th house and 11th house. So this is also very important because the Tower is not only in the 5th house, it kind of is opposite the 11th house. So there is a change when it comes to how you have fun, who you surround yourself with, what you do for fun, you know. Yeah, so you're changing something up around this area. In the 12th house, we have the 3 of Swords reversed. Some of you were dealing with backstabbing, gossip that you're letting go of. It could be that there are people talking behind your back, just throwing daggers at you, but you are protected, guys. I just see you being focused on your own stuff. You don't even care about that. So that's what could be happening in your outside world, because the 12th house is the house of secret enemies, but it's in the reverse. So like I said, you're releasing that. You're not really being focused on that. Some of you are healing from old heartache, hurt relationships that have gone in the wrong direction. There was a lot of hurt, and with Pluto going out of your sign, it feels like you are ready to let that go once and for all. The destroyer coming in to let go of anything that's no longer serving you, making you open for this unconditional love that you're pouring out into the world. No more feeling like the victim, no more heartache, no more carrying all these heavy burdens of the world on your shoulders. That's a typical Capricorn ascendant thing. And yeah, things are looking really, really good. So I'm wishing you all the best for December and beyond, guys. Hope you can use this in the best way. Bye-bye. Take care.